Again, good day and good morning, good evening to all of you. So I am here to discuss to you about the basics of financial market. So what are the importance of this financial market? Ba't kailangan pa natin na magkaroon ng discussion about financial market? So but before that, it is part of the financial management in your MBA or in your MAS, Management Advisory Services. So this is new to the syllabus, especially to all BS accountancy, and also part also in your MBA degree. Alright, so what do you mean here of financial market? Ano bang ibig sabihin ng financial market? But before that, so I will discuss first what are the references in financial market. Alright, so references for this one, you have uh, Viney or Christopher, the essentials of financial market. You have also here financial accounting part 1 and part 2 of Valix Conrado, and also mathematics of finance by Routines Alain 2013. And you have financial system, market and management basics, with Laman Rosemary, and also the fundamentals of instruments, by Parameswaran and Sunil, an Indian national. Alright, so what do you mean here of financial system? But before that, very important here to describe the meaning of financial system. Alright, but before that, the meaning first. What do you mean of financial system? It plays the key role in the economy by stimulating the economic growth. Yes, class, no? By stimulating the economic growth, right? Influencing also the economic performance by the actors, okay? That will affect your economic welfare. No? It's a set of institutions that permits the exchange of funds. The keyword here is a exchange of funds. No? Please take note of this one. You have an exchange of funds, particularly in terms of this financial system. Alright. So, ano bang ibig sabihin ng financial market? Financial market here, it facilitates the flow of funds in order to finance the investment by the corporations, corporate, uh, no? The government also, and the individuals. Please take note, no? The keyword here is you have to facilitate the flow of funds in order to finance the investment by the corporation. Okay. We have also here financial intermediaries or institutions, the third party or the players in the financial market as they perform the functions of intermediation. The keyword here is intermediation and thus determine the flow of funds in the financial market. Alright. And you have also here the regulators in financial or financial regulators. They perform the role of monitoring and regulating the participants in the financial system. Okay, who are the regulators, class, by the way? Okay, so the regulators are like the SEC, uh, if you are a corporation, like the Department of the Industry, the DTI, if you are a sole proprietorship, if you are in bank naman, is you have the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. And what else? The insurance companies, you have the insurance, and you have also the Philippine Deposit Insurance Corporation, or the PDIC, is also part of regulators. Okay. So example again of the regulators are, so as discussed a while ago, so you have here, it regulates, no, they regulates the financial services or industry, okay, including the markets, exchanges, and firms. Sino-sino to, class? The government, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, alright? You have your Philippine Deposit Insurance Companies or the PDIC. You have the Securities and Exchange Commission or the SEC. Okay, if you are a corporation, di ba? If there's a corporation, uh, the insurance companies or insurance commissions sa mga insurance, yung Sun Life Insurance or any other insurance companies, they are regulated by Insurance Commission. excuse me. You have also the PSE if you are in the stock market, right? So it is under the PSE. The Bureau of Treasury also, right? In the Department of Finance, same. Okay. So all of these are the regulators of financial system in the financial market. Yan. Okay. So, but before that, what do you mean here of the institutions? No. So the institutions, it is company engage. Okay, the company engage in business of dealing with financial and the monetary transactions. No, and the monetary transactions. Okay, so what else? No, depository institutions. So you have your banks, okay? So are institutions that collect savings in individuals as well as businesses. No? Alam niyo na ang bangko, di ba? Okay. You have the sources of capital at the same time you have the users of capital. No? If you are the depositors, then the bank will use it in their transactions, and then the bank will give you interest. Okay? Then the bank, of course, will have an income to their yung mga utang, di ba? Okay. By charging the interest. You have also here credit unions, no? Are the opposite of banks. They are not-for-profit cooperatives and specializes for the short-term loans. Okay? So you have your banks and you have your credit unions. And also you have your savings and loan associations, no? Are like banks, but specializes more on the residential mortgages. Okay. So you have also here non-depository banks. So you have the insurance companies or you have the contractual savings institutions which collect the periodic premiums from the insurers and in return agree to compensate against the risk or loss of life and the properties. Diba ngayon, if you have your insurance companies already, right, no, mas okay. Because as part of the insurance companies ay hindi siya more on uh, life insurance, 'di ba? You have also here investment already. Kaya maganda na ngayon, no? If you want to invest in the insurance company. You have also here pension and provident funds are institutions which accept savings to provide pension and other kinds of retirement benefits to the employees of government units or the corporation. So you have pension here and you have provident funds. So sorry, Kasa, if ever you are part of what you call CAP, no? CAP pension, if you remember, or CAP education, diba? Nalugi, no? Okay. Okay. I'm sorry if you are part of this one. Okay. Excuse me. You have also here finance companies are the financial institutions that engage in satisfying the individual credit needs and perform the merchant banking functions. So they are all part of the finance companies and are the institutions that engage in satisfying the individual's credit needs and perform merchant banking functions. Okay. You have also here mutual funds, 'di ba? Ito ay nasa bangko natin plus, no? 'Di ba? The mutual funds are all part of the bank institutions. All right. So what else? You have the brokerage firm. If you are in what you call that in the stock market, no? So the brokerage firm will handle your finances in the stock market, no? Individuals or institutions in buying and selling securities among available investment. Of course, you are very busy, no, in your study or in your work. So the brokerage firm will be the one to handle you in this or will assist you in buying and selling securities among available investment. Okay. Of course, alam niyo yung bangko, di ba? Are assets that can be traded or they can also be seen as packages of capital that may be traded. Most types of this one, of course, it provides efficient flow and transfer all the capital throughout the world or investors, no, or type of the instruments. Later, I will discuss to you about the instruments or about the capital instruments that we will be using in this capital market. So very important here is to be able for us to know no ano bang important siya ng bangko sa ating financial system and our financial market. Okay. So you have, of course, number one here is your central bank, no? The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Okay, so sila yung pinakauna. They regulates, no, the monetary and credit systems of the country. The central bank acts as the controller. Okay, please take note, no? They act as a controller, supervisor, regulator, 'di ba? So hindi lang siya more on regulator, supervisor also, and controller of the activities of commercial banks and other institutions no in the country, so in the Philippines. And the central bank is considered as apex constitutions of the country's money market. Okay? You have also here universal and commercial bank. So in the Philippines, usually, ang ating mga bangko ay universal and commercial banks. Why? It represents the largest single group of assets, resource-wise, of financial institutions in the country. They offer the widest, okay, the keyword here, they offer the widest variety of the banking services, among others. Like the Universal Bank also authorized to engage in underwriting and other functions, no, in investment houses, in bank to invest your business and equities or non-allied undertaking. Okay, okay. Recently, class, no? Recently, the Land Bank of the Philippines and UCPB, no? United Coconut Planters Bank, they merged together. So hopefully you're updated to that one, no? They merged, no? It is now called Land Bank of the Philippines government. Okay? All right. So Universal and Commercial Bank. You have also here Thrift Bank. Sorry, should be Thrift with R. Sorry. All right. So composed of savings and mortgage banks, private development bank, stock savings, and loan associations, and microfinance. So the keyword here, development bank, stock savings, loan associations, and other microfinance, thrift bank. Thrift bank are engaged in, ano bang ang ginagawa nila? Accumulating savings of depositors, and you will invest them. They will also provide short-term working capital and medium and long-term financing to businesses. Okay, engage in, okay, tignan na, agriculture, services, industry, housing, diversified financial, and also other, no, or allied services, and their chosen functions or chosen markets. Okay, and constituents, especially small, so mga SMED natin, no, small, medium enterprises development council or incorporation. Okay, the SMED, no, the small, medium enterprise. Okay. You have also here rural bank. I remember class no in when I was still in Naga. Alright, so we have rural bank of Nueva Cáceres. Meron pa ba? In the rural bank of Nueva Cáceres in Bardin Street, Naga City. Alright, so I remember that one. No, here in Laguna, rural bank of Bae. Alright, so my friend is the owner of rural bank of Bae, attorney Elisir Resurrection. No, he's the owner of Rural Bank of Bae. Okay, so what do you mean here? Of rural bank and cooperative bank are more popular type of banks in a, of course, from the word itself, rural communities. Okay? Their role is to promote and expand the rural economy in an orderly and effective manner by providing the people and in rural communities with the basic financial service. So, pwede silang mangutang in the rural community. Okay, rural and cooperative banks, okay, usually farmers, no, through the stage of production. So, kung walang pera, ang mga farmers natin ay pwedeng mangutang sila no, sa rural bank. Okay. And also, they buy seed. Lalo na pag ano class, di ba? Lalo na if may bagyo, okay? If may typhoons, or if any other calamities. No? So, rural bank will help you in this one. Okay? cooperative banks are differentiated from each other by ownership, while rural banks are privately owned. Yes, while cooperative are organized by associations and cooperatives. And so you have also here instruments. So we are finished about institutions, about the regulators. No? Next thing is all about the instruments. No? So what are the instruments of this one? Are assets that can be traded or they can also be seen as packages of capital. Okay? Uh, that may be traded. No? Most types of these instruments provide efficient flow. Okay, the keyword here is because of the instruments here, you have the transfer of capital throughout the world investors. These assets can be, okay, so pwedeng cash, contractual right to deliver or service, or your negotiable instruments, right? Your check or any other certificate are all part of the instruments here, as evidenced by the owner's equity. That's the essence, that's no, the ownership of it, no. So the ownership of it, all right, is very important. All right. So instruments and the ownership. Okay. So what else? So you have here cash instruments and we have here derivatives. So we will do one by one. So what do you mean here of cash instruments? No? Are those value is determined directly by the markets. Now they can be securities which are readily transferable to others and loans and also deposits. You have also here borrowers, no? Our lenders have agreed to transfer it. You have also here derivatives instruments. No? Are those derived their value from the value of the characteristics of one or more underlying entity. So, sige, I will upload more videos no, about these derivative instruments class. No? Soon. Okay. Because it is a more complex one. Yes. Okay. So example of this is this one. No? So if you have if your equity, you have your equity certificate or stock certificate, you have your bond certificate, you have asset backed certificate. Forex naman, if you have your foreign exchange of your money, of course. If you sell and if you buy foreign exchange, sorry, money no, from another. And you have commodities, yung mga binibili natin. Okay? Yung ating commodities. No? Of course, you have your forward contract. Ito yung tinatawag natin na derivatives. No? Yan. So, all of this are part of our instruments. No? Okay. I will upload another video no, about this one, about derivatives. Okay. Alright. You have also here financial assets. Okay, so you have here financial assets. Okay. Okay, so you have here financial assets. So what do you mean here of financial assets? Okay. Number one is all the liquid assets that gets its value from the contractual rights or ownership of the claim. Okay. So very important here is to be able for us, no, as part of the assets or financial assets from a contractual rights or in terms of the ownership. Alright, so you have your cash, you have your receivables, and also you have your securities. Okay, so very important here about this one, no? Cash receivables, and also about securities. Okay, and also you have derivatives. Now, as you notice, you have derivatives here. Alright, so particularly in terms of your financial assets. Again, security also is very important here no? In the financial market. Negotiable instruments that represents the financial claim. It can take the form of ownership and in also about debt agreement. Okay? So you have the form of ownership and also about debt agreement. Okay. So you have your debt, security, and negotiable or tradable liability of loan. You have the equity security also, right? So meaning an investment in stocks, okay? Of course, debt here is if you have loan or liability, equity here, you have your stock issued or stock market here, okay? Or an investment in invest securities, no? So you have shares of the stocks, no? So if you have shares of the stocks, so it is part of the equity security determined by the amount of control and influence over the operating decisions, okay, of the company's purchasing. Okay, and stock that has over the company is issuing the stocks. Okay. And also you have hybrid security. Okay. Okay. So you have also here hybrid security. Okay. So next, you have also here asset-backed securities. Now, is a financial security collateralized by a pool of assets, such as loans, leases, credit card debt, or also you have roy- your royalties, no? Specifically in terms of uh, of the receivables, no? Specifically in terms of this one. Okay. So number one, you have your car loan. Okay. You have also here credit card. Okay. You have also here student loan. Okay. And also you have financing receivable. Receivable. Sorry. All right. So you have also here mortgage back or MBS. All right. Is also very important. All right. So particularly in terms of an investment similar to bond that is made up of a bundle, no? That is a bundle of home loan brought from the bank that has issued, okay? Issued them, no? Investors in the MDS receive periodic similar to bond payments, okay? Okay, so very important, no, to have this information, specifically in terms of bonds, because in terms of bonds is to be able for us to know, no, na we are here specifically in terms of our mortgage, kaya nga mortgage bank or mortgage bank loans. Excuse me. So you have car loan, you have also here credit card, okay? You have also here student loan, all right? Financing or receivables, loans, and savings account are also part of this mortgage backed security, or what you call the MDS. Okay? Alright, so you have also here debt security also. So very important here is about the debt security. So you have the interest. Please take note, no? As part of the debt security, you have an interest. So you have your government fund, you have, uh, as part of this one, you have treasury bill, di ba? Yan yung ating risk-free rate in our capital asset pricing model, no? Because, ano siya, no risk, not because only for 3 months pa nga yan usually. Matures within a year or less. You have also treasury note, it matures within 2 to 10 years, so long term siya. And you have treasury bond also, alright? Matures within 10 years to 30 years, alright? And also you have your corporate bonds, okay? So you have also preference shares. Oh, baka magtaka kayo, no? Baka, why is it that class, no? Please take note. Why is it that as part of the preference shares, no, is the debt security? You know what, class, no? Uh, in financial management per se, preference shares are part of debt. Per se, as part of financial management. Why? Diba siya notice what is the benefit of a financial of a preference shares? They're only entitled for dividends, no? Higher dividends. Yun lang. Wala nang iba. Unlike in the common shares, right? Unlike in the common shares, you have the authority. Sorry, you have the option, no, to become part or to become owner or control, or you can have control and ownership in the firm because ang may-ari ng equity ay ordinary shares, right? Yes. Okay. So later I will discuss about ordinary shares. Yeah, this one, equity security. So you are entitled for dividends. So shares of stock of private corporations. You have ordinary shares and preference. So again, ordinary shares. Okay, so you have ordinary shares. Okay, you have the ordinary meaning you have the right to control, and also about the preference shares also is about you're only entitled for dividends. Ordinary shares, Here is all about uh, you have preemptive right, meaning right to vote, no? At the same time, right to elect as officer, okay? Yan. And also the preference shares only for dividends, okay? So that's yung pagkakaiba natin ng ordinary shares and also about your preference shares. Okay, next one, you have also here detachable components of securities. Alright, so you have stock rights, no, are instruments issued by companies to provide the current shareholder with the opportunity to preserve their fraction of ownership. Alright, a single right to issue for each share of stocks, no, and each right can typically purchase a fraction of share, so that you have a multiple rights required to purchase a single asset per share. Okay. You have also here share warrants, the security that entities the holder to buy, all right, the underlying the underlying stock of the issuing company, okay, at a fixed price called exercise price until it is expired, no, or until the expired date. So, sa layman's term class, the meaning of this one is you have the option and rights, no, to purchase additional shares. Yun lang naman yun. Okay. And also you have okay, derivatives also. So I will discuss this one in some other time. No? Medyo complex siya. Alright, so but before that, what do you mean of derivatives? No? Financial security, alright, with a value that is reliant upon or derived from underlying kaya derivatives. No? You derive. Alright? And you have benchmark. Derivatives is a contract between two or more parties, and the derivative derives, okay, the word is derived from the price in terms of the fluctuation. So meaning, you will avoid now, no? Pag sinabing derivatives, you will avoid now any fluctuations of the underlying assets. Tumaas man or bumaba yan, if you have the fixed price, yun yung babayaran natin. Okay? That's the meaning of the fluctuation of the underlying, all right? So the underlying assets as part of your derivatives. Okay, all right. So very important here. No? So you have forward contract. Okay. So you have also here a forward contract. It's an agreement between the two parties to exchange a specified amount of a commodity, security, or a foreign currency at the specified date, or in the future, or in a pre-agreed price. Alright? So very important here is to be able for us, no, to have your agreed. Okay. So meaning to be able for us, no, to have this agreement. So you have what you call forward contract, an agreement between two parties to exchange specified amount or commodity. Okay? So, please take note of the forward contract, an agreement, okay, between the two parties, no, at the exchange or specified price. That's the keyword, no? And an agreement between two parties. Ano pagkakaiba niya sa ating future contract, no? So, what do you mean here of future contract? So, a contract traded in an exchange that allows an entity to buy. So, this can be traded, okay? An exchange that allows the entity to buy or sell at the specified price. Okay, so that's the difference between the two, no? Forward contract, you have an agreement between the parties only, while the future contract, it can be traded, okay, in an exchange that allows an entity to buy or to sell. Okay. Again, derivatives, no? You have also options and swap. Options and a contract given the holders the right, but not the obligations not to buy or sell an asset at the specified price or any time during the specified period of time, no? And also you have your swap contract, okay? The contract in which two parties agree to exchange payment or in the future. based in the movement of some agreed price. So you have swap, and also you have what you call option contract. Okay, so very important here, no, to have this information as part of your derivatives. Okay, so next one, you have also here your as part of the options. So you have call options, option to buy, and also you have option to sell. Okay, so you have option to buy and option to sell. So call option, option to buy, put option, option to sell. Okay, so here you have also your swap contract. Okay, so you have interest rate swap and you have foreign currency swap. So as the word itself, no, foreign interest rate. So you have your interest, while foreign currency naman, you have also here a contract between two parties who agree to exchange the sum of money in one currency to another. All right, so that's particularly, no, in terms of the foreign currency swap and about the interest swap. Okay, so you have also here financial market. All right, so this is, for example, this is your this kind of, as part of your financial market. So uh, uh, you have your market, no? Then you have the lenders and savers. You have your funds also. Okay, so ikaw yung nag-deposit sa banko, halimbawa. Then the banko, the banks will use your money to the borrowers. Of course, you have the interest. Uh, then of course, then the borrowers will give you the money with the interest. Okay? And then also sila naman, nagbibigay naman ng interest to the lenders. So, ganun lang, di ba? That's, and then you have your funds, kung may third party tayo na intermediaries, and the funds will be going to this one. Yan. So, indirect finance naman yan. Pero usually, ano yung usual? Diba? Direct finance tayo. Wala na tayong tinatawag na third party. Depende. Sorry class. May third party pala kung malalaki ang ating business. Alright. So, yan. Kung malalaki yung business natin, yes, we will be able to have this indirect finance. Okay. So, you have indirect finance. Alright. So, financial market level. So, ano naman yung financial market level? Alright, so please take note, no? You have primary market and also you have your secondary market. So, ano pa kakaiba ng dalawa? So, the primary market, the contract between two parties who agree to exchange sum of money in one currency to another. While secondary, it is the financial market that have been previously issued and pwede niyang maibenta raw, can be resold if it is in a secondary market. Okay, next, financial market channel. Of course, you have the exchanges, you have the over-the-counter, and so pwede natin yan, pwede natin maibigay, no, as part of the exchanges and also about the over-the-counter market. Okay? So the exchange, of course, the buyer and the seller of the securities, no? And also you have the over-the-counter market. Okay. What else? So you have also your money market. Okay, pakakaiba nito, money market, it is for a short term, ha? Okay? While capital market, it is for a long term. So usually bonds to and debt, no? Yan, kaya we have equity, okay? And debt, no? Ito naman is more on your profit, i-deposit mo sa banko for the short period of time. Okay. So what else? The players also in the financial market, you have the borrowers, the spenders, the lenders or the savers, okay, the intermediaries, di ba? Alam niyo naman yan, no? Yung kanina, we discussed that one. And also the economic financial market, you have the price discovery, the liquidity function, the reduction of transaction costs. So all of these are part of the economic conditions or functions of the financial market. Ano ulit lang. Alright? And number 4, mobilization of funds. No? Financial market permits the transfer of funds or purchasing power from one agent to another as part of the investment or consumption purposes. Okay? And also we have risk sharing. Financial market allows the transfer of risk from those who undertake investment or to those who provide funds for those investments. I think that's the last slide. So for this one, so hopefully you enjoyed and you learned, not enjoyed, no, but learned about the subject of financial market. So again, if you like this video, no, can you please subscribe to my channel? I will upload more videos about accounting, financial management, and also some of the review materials or review questions in the CPA board exam. And also, I have analysis in the NFTs, the non-fungible items in the NBA Top Shot. So again, thank you and see you all. Bye-bye.